After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needle Podcast, episode 315. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
I'm Ty, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
And today is Monday, July 9th, 2018, as we are recording. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We thank you for joining us here in the Woman Cave, for the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad to have you, and we hope that you will return, that you'll find something you enjoy here. If you are returning, we're glad to have you back. That's awesome. And if you're in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. There's a little red button below the video. I think it's on your right. Just kind of push that button and
The one that says subscribe button.
Yeah, and
ring the
little bell for notifications. And join the Ravelry group. We are Pen, Hook, and Needles on Ravelry, and it's a great group with lots of support, lots of encouragement and chatter, and just a lot of fun things happen there, including the prize giveaways and alongs and things like that. Okay, we do have a new member, and that's Nikki, 52879, and that's Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Welcome.
I guess you could also make an argument for Nietzsche.
I think it's Nikki.
But you could make an argument for Nietzsche.
I suppose you could.
Isn't that how Nietzsche?
I don't know anybody called Nietzsche.
It's a philosopher.
No, that's Nietze.
Okay.
Nietzsche.
But now you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's spelled.
Nikki, I think I know you from the VKNs, right? Let me know where. I think I know you from there, but maybe I'm wrong. In any event, we're glad to have you with us.
Hi.
Okay.
Sorry.
What do you have in your mug?
Because I actually have more projects than Mom this time. And she actually has interesting tea this time.
I always have interesting tea.
No, you don't. So.
I do, in fact.
Nope, nope, nope.
Saying nope, nope,
now,
nope does
hold
not
on,
change
Mom.
anything.
You got to wait your turn.
Thirsty.
No.
Thirsty.
No, you're not.
Thirsty.
So, in my Plum Deluxe tea bag is Mango Estate Herbal Tea. Pour yourself a... What's that noise?
My tea is angry that you won't let me have a sip.
Pour yourself a cup for good luck. It's got honeybush tea, mango pieces, ginger, lemon peel, calendula, mango essence, love, and gratitude. No caffeine. Well, you know, it's just used to being a spoiled brat because it always gets to go first.
No, it's wanted to be drank because it's hot. And I'd like to stay hot. Okay.
That's good.
Andy's teas usually are.
Yes. I haven't had that one in a while. I grabbed one at random.
Smells good.
Andy's teas usually do.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I can taste the mango in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. And I love mango.
You know, I don't really care for...
Oh, I love mango. Mm.
Although I have to admit, it's probably because I'm not a fruit and veggies person.
No kidding.
Hey,
Okay.
be nice.
It's true. I'm just agreeing with you.
Which character used to always say be nice? That was Eddings. David Eddings' character used to always say be nice.
Yes. And I forget who it was who was always saying
All of them. Because they all sounded the same. He had one male character and one female character.
But he had very good stories.
Yes, he just couldn't... It
was hard to differentiate.
Yeah, because
he had more than one, but...
No, he had two basic characters.
He had two males and a female.
No, he had like one male and a female, and they all sounded alike.
I disagree with that, but he did have limited.
He just wasn't very good writer in that way.
In my Tortoise versus Hare, that's the hare side, and this is the important side, tortoise side, is my Plum Deluxe, and this is Brunch in Paris black tea. Transport yourself to a dreamy place in one sip. All organic black tea, honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, orange pieces, orange essence. Has caffeine. This is the one that I keep saying that Andy forgets to put love and gratitude in.
Because there's no love and gratitude in that tea.
Let's see here. Excuse me. Oh, that's good. Here, you can try Tayo.
I can smell the chocolate from here.
It's very good. You can taste the chocolate and the hazelnuts together.
I love chocolate hazelnut combination.
I need the caffeine this morning.
It's not as strong as I thought it would be.
Well, I didn't. You always put a lot more than I do. I put the recommended.
And also, I put a little bit more sugar, too.
I'm trying to ease back on the sugar.
I just don't have the sense of taste. Because I don't have the sense of smell.
Apparently, I don't have a sense of balance here. Okay. Put that back on there so it stays warm. That's very, very good. Okay. Now, moving along. Want to go into the alongs that are happening in other groups. We have the Harry Potter Cal, which is Victorian Studios podcast. That's Maureen, Victorian Studio. And it's for the whole year, Harry Potter related, and the rules are in her group. She just put up a podcast, so you might want to check that out. The Family Movie Night Cal, which is Crocheting Hoovian, in her podcast. That's in her group, that's Crocheting Hoovian. And that is very similar to our Teen Tales, only it is regarding movies. The Year of the Socks Cal is exactly that, a year of socks, whatever socks you want to make. And that's also in Crocheting Hoovian's podcast group. The Shorty Socks, and she's a wonderful podcast. She said, she keeps teasing me that she's going to be putting up a podcast. Every time I go to VKN, she says that.
She's stringing you along.
Put a podcast up, woman. But I know she's still recuperating, so we will be patient. But it's getting harder, Laura. Okay, I'll rant over with. Okay. Shorty Socks Cal is Undead Yarn. That's Heidi, who is Nitty Girl from the Undead Yarn podcast. And she, any socks, as far as I can tell, any socks all year long. The 18 hats in 2018 is B-Wing. That's Brittany, Comforting Crafts. And that's not a podcast, but it's a wonderful group, and it's a lot of fun. So you might want to do that. She's very charity-oriented, so if you don't know what to do with those 18 hats, you can send them to Brittany, and she can find a place for them, okay? The 18 toys in 2018 Cal is Studio Von Design. That's Bonnie. That's Bee's Knees podcast, group, not a podcast, a group. And it's a fun group as well. And that's exactly what we said, 18 toys. And then she also is doing a Dragon Long Cal. And I'm assuming she will also allow Luminate, if you do a Luminate Dragon project, ask her. She'll tell you for sure, but I think she probably will allow it. Just make sure by you asking her. Did I forget to say that that Heidi has a podcast? Nitty Girl?
I actually really wasn't listening.
You never do. Heidi does have a podcast, and she also put one up recently, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, so if you want to check that out. The other ones that I mentioned just recently do not have podcasts, but they're a lot of fun to be in. The 2018 Tracking Stash, that's Deb's Destiny, who is Debbie, and Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila, the Never Cast Off podcast group, okay? And that's just tracking what you're doing with your stash, how much you buy, how much you use, what you're making with it. I don't know if they have prizes or not. They did put up a podcast, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. You might want to check that out. I think they're kind of trying to get their schedules to mesh. So they're a lot of fun to watch as well. And then those summer knits and summer sock-alongs, that's Yarn Cafe Creation, that's Christy, and that's the mom, and Dragon Horde Yarn, who is Tristan. That's the daughter from the Girl in the Yarn Cafe podcast. And they have those 2 alongs going on at the moment. Summer knits, anything that can be worn in the summer, that you can make a case for that, and the sock along. Okay, summer sock along. All right. That moves us on to our current. We have our Tortoise versus Hare. We are a week and a little bit into the Tortoise versus Hare. This is hosted by, this is Laura Concert's baby. She is Crochet and Hoovian, and she very graciously asked us to co-host, and we said yes. And B-Wing is also co-hosting over in her Comfort and Crafts group. And I said crafts, not what you think, okay? Okay, so this is, it goes July 1st through September 30th. In our group, WIPs and FOs will be eligible for prizes, and you have to join the group to which you are
A member.
well, not a member. You're already joined if you're a member. To which
I
you
wasn't
are,
really listening to
I know
you.
you weren't. You're just piping in with no foreknowledge or understanding. You have to be a member of the group to which you are posting. Okay, the projects may be knitted, loom knitted, crocheted, knitted, or crocheted. 1 WIP per project per week, and you can post the FO whenever that FO is completed. If you already have a WIP picture earlier in the week, you can still post the FO that week if you finish it that week. Please tag the projects for our group, PHN TOR versus little VS, HAR 2018 for Ravelry, and PHN TOR VS HAR 2018 on Instagram. So it's the same thing, just with a hashtag for Instagram. And if you see these, if Talia cut and pasted it in from here, you're going to see a typo. It should be versus, not V. Okay?
I didn't do the rules in there, so you must have.
No. I said if you cut and pasted into the show notes last time we did it, I had typed it incorrectly, and so it would be incorrect in the show notes.
I didn't.
Okay. The projects cannot be finished before July 1st, but they may be WIPs that you're working on. They just have to be worked on during the time period. You know our rules. I mean, they're basically the same. The projects have to have something to do with either tortoises or turtles or terrapins, rabbits, bunnies, hares, etc. to be eligible with prizes. Does not mean they have to be a stuffed toy, although that was what we've been doing in the past.
Right.
You know, as long as you can make a case for it. I think we prefer the toys,
Yeah.
but and that was the original intention, I believe. But I think it has been expanded for those who don't do toys to be able to take part, to do something that is tortoise or hare related yarn project pattern. Okay, as always, Talia's tortoise and hare patterns, her Oops the Bunny, her Valeria the Bunny, her Timmy the Turtle, Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle, and Tara the Sea Turtle? Is that Tara the Sea Turtle? They're all featured patterns and eligible for 2 chances at a prize. If you use my yarn to do it, it's eligible for 2 chances at a prize as well. If you do the 2 together, it's eligible for 3 chances at a prize for the FO only. And you know, you guys are aware of this. You are responsible for your multiple postings as always, because we have a wonderful active group and we can't keep up. So, and that's awesome. That's terrific. Just make sure that for the yarn you show the ball band, okay? All right, let's see here. Oh, prizes for that. And I do have. No, I don't have. Talia. Okay, I can't show you the prizes. We have an Interweave Crochet 2009. We have an Interweave Crochet 2009 CD collection of patterns as one prize, and we have a skein of Happy Fuzzy yarn in the macaw colorway as a prize as well. So prizes are coming in, so that's awesome. You guys are always super generous, and of course, and we're going through some of the prizes that we got, you know, in the past that we hadn't had a chance to use. Okay, now before Talia goes into cardiac dysautonomia awareness information, I just want to go over the general rules for this. This is our 5th annual cardiac read-along, only now it's called cardiac dysautonomia awareness, and this is fostering cardiac awareness but also dysautonomia. Okay, it's July 1st through September 30th. WIPs and FOs will both be eligible to be drawn for prizes. Most of the rules are the same as what I just mentioned, so I'm not going to go through all of them, except to say that the hashtag is PHNCRADA 2018 for Ravelry, and hashtag PHNCRADA 2018 on Instagram. CRADA is Cardiac Read-Along Dysautonomia Awareness. Okay. Let's see. If you, okay, they must project must not be finished before July 1st. They have to be worked on during the time period in order to be eligible, and they must have shades of red, pink, blue, or teal. Any shades of those colors to be eligible prizes, and they should have at least maybe about 70%, majority of the prizes, majority of the project must be those colors. Again, if you use my yarn in those shades, you have 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. Any Fancy Skin Gypsy design in those shades will also be eligible for a prize, and if you use them together, you get 3 chances. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, we'll add a promotion. Okay, prizes. Okay, Renegale, who is Rena, very graciously donated a Ravelry pattern up to $8. And we have a skein of Happy Fuzzy yarn in the macaw colorway for that as well. And we have a skein of, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, and I'll show it to you later. I was poorly planned today. Jits Farf Pot 420 meters, red, white, and blue in the Soden Noodle colorway. I don't know. It's a skein of yarn. Okay,
right.
It's really pretty, and I just can't say any of that because I think it's in German or something. Okay. Did you want to go ahead and talk about your dysautonomia before we go into Tea and Tales?
Yeah, sure. Let me, first off, replace my...
Before she falls asleep on us? Because she came home from work today.
Yeah, and busy day at work, or busy night at work, so...
Oh, tie it stronger now.
Oh, let me try. I bet it's still not strong enough for me.
Probably not, but...
It's a little bit more, but it kind of just tastes like... It's really not strong enough for me.
Well, I don't put as much in. I put like a level teaspoon, and you put in a heaping.
Are we out of tissues? My allergies are going to kill me.
Talk.
So, first of all, let's see, last time we went through different facts about pots. I'm only going to hit 1 or 2 of the facts before I head into spoons. Thank you. Sorry, allergies. Because last time, I think it was Beth who said she was interested in hearing about the spoon theory. I think we ran through the definition last time, but this is one of the facts on here. POTS is a disorder. So POTS stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and I think we hit that last time. Postural, which means upright, like standing or sitting,
posture.
but usually standing. Yeah, posture, but in this case it means, well, posture, so how your posture is. Orthostatic, that's where that's standing or sitting, but usually standing. Tachycardia syndrome, so it's when you get up in a standing position, your heart beats fast because of an issue. This is a disorder of the autonomic nervous system. When the autonomic nerves don't work properly, this can cause symptoms throughout the body like tachycardia, chest pain, lightheadedness, fainting, fatigue, shortness of breath, GI problems, migraines, cognitive impairment, blood pooling in the extremities, and more. Some POTS symptoms can be relieved by laying down. And actually, Dysautonomia International, where I'm getting this information from, they make it so you can print out little cards to put in your wallet that say, hey, I have this condition. I might need to emergently lay or sit down.
Emergently?
Not emergently. Suddenly.
Unexpectedly, yeah.
Hey, I'm working with night shift brain.
I won't comment. I will be kind.
Hey, you see where it says cognitive impairment
I
here?
can't read that from here without my glasses. I might
It says cognitive impairment. So, meh. Don't you feel like a jerk?
No. I have to take your word for that, saying what it says, because I can't read it from here.
So, improper blood flow makes standing and exercise difficult for POTS patients. And we've noticed that especially this week, or actually, it's been steadily worse this past 2 months with the hot weather and increase in my symptoms being worse. I have noticed a definite decrease in my ability to do exercise. I'm basically doing a very slow walk on a treadmill.
Right. And I was stopped by a friend at church.
Mm-hmm.
I had asked her husband, he's an usher,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him for prayers. We asked about her father-in-law because he's been ill,
Mm-hmm.
and then he asked about Talia. And we were talking a little bit, and he told his wife, and she said that her brother, which is more
Mm-hmm.
rare,
Mm-hmm.
has POTS, and he could no longer do his job because
Mm-hmm.
he was a welder.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it can impact you to the point where if you have a real strenuous job, you might have to
Mm-hmm.
switch occupations or, maybe not work at all.
And it's been very challenging with my job. There have been shifts where walking has been difficult, to really extreme, where I thought I would. I've never passed out, but I've thought I would fall, or
Yeah.
I felt very unsteady on my feet.
Right.
Because I was so lightheaded. I try to do as much as I can sitting when I'm lightheaded. Assessment sitting.
Something like this is very much, not humiliating, that's not the word. It makes you realize
It's limiting, and
it's limiting, but it also helps you realize that maybe you're not, you have to be able to let go of things.
Yeah.
It makes you realize what's important.
It does. And when you're you find that you appreciate the small things
Mm-hmm.
more. And this is my own personal noticing. I'm not sure if everyone who deals with this notices that, but
I think it depends on your mindset.
yeah. And when you're having a bad day, it doesn't. When you're having a really bad day, there are days where I get stuck in the rut. But anyway.
Grumpsville.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It can range. This is actually what we were just talking about. POTS can range from mild to severe. Experts estimate that 25% of POTS patients are so disabled that they cannot work or attend school. Researchers compare the disabilities seen in POTS to disabilities seen in congestive heart failure, COPD. On my bad days, it's people who know me can really tell. And actually, I had a coworker today because I had a really busy day at work, but I wasn't having a really bad flare. I had only rare symptoms, which for me is a good day. But because I was really focused on how busy and actually rather, frankly, quite stressful work was tonight, last night, sorry, I didn't notice that I was not lightheaded nearly as lightheaded as I usually am. And one of my coworkers said, "Hey, it's really great to see you moving quickly." Mm-hmm. Which, it actually made me stop a second and go like, oh.
Stop grousing about being busy.
Yeah, stop grousing about being busy for a second. It actually brought a grin. I was like, oh yeah, I'm able to move quickly. Oh, this is great.
It makes you appreciate when you have a good day.
Right.
When you realize what you have.
You think about some of the things that make you think about every moment in a bad way can also make you think about every moment in a good way. Because on a bad day, I do have to think about, okay, I need to brush my teeth sitting down because it takes too much energy, too many spoons. And we're going to cover spoons in a second.
Well, you said that doing a little extra hygiene tires you out sometimes.
Yes. So sometimes you have to pick and choose what and how you're going to do things if you can afford to stand up.
Mm-hmm. Or how you can modify to do it a different way.
Or how you can modify to do it a different way just because it takes too much energy. Things that never took energy before, like brushing your teeth standing up. Now that's a deal.
Well, they take energy. It's just that now it's taking energy you can't afford.
Yeah. And that's where the spoon theory comes in. It comes from a website, and I think if you look up the spoon theory online, it will come up immediately. And this goes for everybody with chronic illness. And actually, I brought it up to several of my patients who talk about energy, usually with COPD or heart failure, and a lot of them have heard of spoon theory. I never heard of it before.
I think it's excellent because it's not only for chronic illnesses; it can be for people who have anxiety, who are.
Well, anxiety is a different kind of chronic.
Right, but but I'm talking about physical illness. Or it could be people who are chronically tired. It can be
there is a chronically tired, chronic fatigue. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. People who are stressed, you know, people who live in stressful situations and things like that. You know, I don't know about PTSD, where post-traumatic stress, you know, where you can function and then maybe, you know, you function better on some days than others. Anything that has kind of a roller coaster effect, I'm sure that if we talked to Davina, she could understand it correctly. She would say that she could apply spoons to her.
Yeah. So here's the concept, and I think this was a girl with, I want to say she has MS.
I remember you sent me that thing.
Yeah. And she was with a college friend, and one day the college friend asked her what was it like to be her, and normally the girl who was writing this article says that normally she would have just given a quick flip comment about all the meds she has to take or something just really quick. But that day suddenly it became very important to her that her friend really understood what it was like to be her. And on a whim, they were at a restaurant or a cafe or something. She grabbed the spoons at her table and then went around and grabbed the spoons at the tables around. They were empty tables around them. She didn't just grab people's spoons.
She grabbed everybody's spoons right out of her hands.
So she ended up having like 12 spoons and handed this bouquet of spoons to her friend. And her friend, sensing a new game, was like, oh, this is cool. Game. I like games. Yeah. And she said, okay, these spoons, this represents the energy you are allotted for the day. So go through your day step by step, what you're going to do. And her friend's like, okay, I still not completely understand what she's being asked to do. I'm going to get ready in the morning. And her friend, the friend who's writing the article, the one with MS, says, okay, stop. Know that you
need to break it down.
You need to break it down even farther than that. First, you need to get out of bed. That just costs you a spoon. And I know that sounds extreme, but example. I'm using my own life as an example. I am a lot better under control when I get out of bed in the morning than I used to be, but I will still semi-frequently hit heart rates in the 120s just getting out of bed in the morning.
And what is a normal heart rate?
Normal heart rate is 60 to 100. Just getting out of bed in the morning, you should not hit 120. I usually come down really quickly now.
Because that's a moderate exercise.
Yes, that's a moderate exercise.
Light to moderate exercise.
Before medicine, I used to hit 130 to 140 just getting out of bed in the morning.
And that is exercise.
And that is exercise. I have hit as high as 165. I think it was 167 to 165 getting out of bed in the morning. That's, I think, my high of getting out of bed in the morning was 165. And I actually managed to catch it on camera. So I took a picture as proof that I hit it. It was right before my tilt table test when I took my Florinef down. No, I stopped Florinef and took my metoprolol down.
Right.
So yes, it can take one of your spoons to get out of bed in the morning. And brushing your teeth, that takes another spoon. Shower. If you decide to do a little extra personal hygiene in the shower, that can take a spoon. Now, she didn't take away all the spoons because you can see already her friend, like, getting distressed because her spoons were being taken away from her.
So fast.
So fast. And she talked about choices like, okay, now this is for people who have a lot more trouble with energy than I do, but thinking about, am I going to choose a button shirt versus a pullover? What takes less energy? Things like, I already mentioned whether or not I'm going to sit or stand for brushing my teeth.
Take the stairs or take the elevator?
Take the stairs or take the elevator. I have actually, in this past week, have had to make that decision. Okay, I already started off tired. Well, I know I need to, the doctors always say you need to get your heart built up again, dealing with, being able to work hard, do what it's supposed to do. I'm not saying this very well because I'm tired, but, so, you need to exercise. Well, someday I don't have the tolerance to make it up the stairs, get my heart rate up to, and I don't have the reserves to make it up the stairs and still be able to do my job without getting dizzy.
And I don't think it's wise for you to do that when you're like that anyway by yourself. If you
Yeah.
fall on the stairs, nobody will find you until the janitor comes up and cleans or something.
Especially since I'm usually one of the few people who takes the stairs.
Yes. You can find your exercise by walking up down the stairs here. But, yeah.
So, and she was breaking it down for her friend, and then by the end of the day, the hypothetical day that she was having, she had only one spoon left, and she could either use it to, it was like either cook dinner or do one other thing, and she couldn't do both. And she ended up, I think she could either cook dinner or like actually eat it, or she couldn't do both. So she had to choose something that was that didn't take any effort to make.
Like a TV dinner or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a soup that she could just heat up because it would take too much effort to actually cook something.
Now, in the spoon theory, do they have any way of replenishing the energy at all during the day?
And that's one of the things that it talks about is, no, it's like once, it says sometimes you could, she says sometimes you could steal the spoons for the next day, but you usually end up paying for it.
Right. No, I meant like if you're doing something and say something like doing extra hygiene, you might take a spoon and a half. Can you regain that spoon by, relaxing?
You see, the thing is, you don't usually, the way she explained it is you don't usually get that spoon back.
Right. Right.
You've used up what you have available. And
it's like having a gas tank without a pump.
Yes, and that's the best way she could explain it to her friend, and her friend came to understand a little bit better based on that. Like, that's why you don't want to go out and do stuff. That's why you're tired all the time. You only have so much energy, and when it's gone, it's gone. You don't have a reserve. And she says what she tries to do, she tries to keep one in reserve. Like, okay, I try to, do, I guess when she says she tries to keep one in reserve, I didn't quite understand what she meant by that when I read the spoon theory. I need to read it over again. But I think she means that she tries to always keep in mind, okay, just little extra things.
Something that might come up.
Yeah, so tries to save the energy for that. And I'm still learning how to, because I don't consistently have bad days. I'll have good days where I have more spoons and days where I have less.
So you don't always get the same number of spoons.
That's the way I understand it the best is, some days I have more spoons than others. And also some days it doesn't seem to take as many spoons
to do something.
Like this past week was rough.
Well, she had to ask me to drive her to work. That's another spoon to drive. And you wouldn't think that something sitting in a car and driving somewhere would be an effort, but
this week it was.
It was. So I drove her. In fact, we drove her twice this week.
Because it's just another effort of that I have to focus on something. I have to use that energy. So it's a really good theory, and it helps put things a little bit, it makes it make a little more sense. Oh, that's why I don't have XYZ. It makes you feel less bad about not having energy, and also makes it a little bit more understandable.
Right.
But look up the spoon theory online. I didn't explain it very well.
I think you did.
But
and it's on there for anybody to see. It's out there, so.
So you'll see people with, I've seen a lot of people on social media who have chronic illness, they'll refer to themselves as spoonies. And that's why. Oh, a big one. At least for people with POTS, grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm. At least you have the cart.
Oh, I lean on that cart like dear life.
Grocery shopping with her is interesting. Mm-hmm. Sometimes she'll be okay, but
mm-hmm.
most of the time she just kind of,
better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Although I'm half afraid to say that now.
She has to do it because
mm-hmm.
you can't. That's another thing that she's finding out, and she's telling me a lot, is that she has to push herself a little bit. Otherwise, she's going to be extremely limited. It's like we tell Davina,
mm-hmm.
If we let your limitations keep limiting you so much, you're not going to be able to do anything.
It's like, I gotta live.
So she's got to do some stuff. We help her as much as necessary, but not. We try not to make her dependent.
Mm-hmm. And I'm able to do a little bit more. I'm able to do more. This is going to sound bad, because whenever I say this, I always regret it, but I don't have it as bad as a lot of people. I have it worse than I realize.
Yeah.
If
she's got, I wouldn't say she's mild. I'd say she's kind of right in the cusp of being a moderate. So.
Because it does quite usually I have a bad spell at least once every week. Yes, sorry, I'm having a lot of difficulty focusing. Yeah, at least once a week I've had a bad spell for the past 2 months, and I don't know how frequently before that because I wasn't tracking it as well as I should have.
And this is summer, so we're hoping that once we get out of summer,
mm-hmm.
things will kind of go back to once every few weeks or whatever,
mm-hmm.
or mildly or whatever. But summer seems to be a bad time.
And that's very common with people with POTS, is summer is a bad time.
Any extremes, actually.
Yeah, any extremes, but summer especially.
Summer. Yeah.
So, that's the spoon theory for you. But yeah, oh, and that reminds me, thanks everyone for everything so nice that you've said. I haven't had the energy to respond online. This was a very bad week for me, symptoms-wise. Very bad week. But because it was a very hot week.
Mm-hmm. A little gray hairs from getting old.
Stop that. I'm going to start poking with the needles.
No, you won't.
Oh, won't I?
It doesn't hurt you to do it on your hair. It hurts me when you poke me. Okay. Are you done with the
Yeah.
theory? Okay. Okay, the PHNT and Tails is going strong, and we're in our third quarter. Okay. This Cal is anything related to T and or Tails, as we have said. And it started January 1st, and it runs through December 31st of this year. And the projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along and must reflect the theme. Okay. Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread as always, and they must, as I said, be tied in some way, shape, or form to T and Tails. As I said, one whip project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. Franciscan Gypsies designs FOs that can be related to T and Tails. Any FOs and Lady Furnival Creations yarn will be related. Will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO. Any Joanna Johnson's pattern that is related to T and Tails, like the Diana's hat, or any of her projects in that vein, are eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO, as is any loom knit pattern by Mom Cook. That's Renee, I believe. I keep forgetting her name. I'm sorry. That is related to T and her Tails is for 2 chances at a prize. I can't speak today. Crocheting Hoovians patterns, her hat, and her Hufflepuff if you can relate them to the T and or tails. Her Hufflepuff, of course, already is, but her hat, if you can relate it to that. She has a cowl in testing that if it finishes and you can relate it to T and or tails when it comes out, that will also be eligible if you relate it to T and or tails. If you use my yarn for the with one of those patterns of any of those featured designers, for an FO is eligible for 3 chances at a prize, and you are eligible for that for the FO only. You are responsible for the multiple postings. Okay, and we already went through. We are in the process of packaging out prizes. We have 2 that are waiting to go out today. Penguin Freak, I need to hear from you with your
I know
address.
that you. I saw where you said you messaged me, but I don't think you didn't even you didn't message me your address. Please.
I mentioned message me.
Message Mom. I'm really bad to get a hold of.
So Tiffany, we know you won a prize, and a very nice one. So please, I need your address, your name, and what you won. I think yours is the only one I don't have. I might be mistaken. Please send that to us so we can get your prize out to you. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, that takes care of that. I'm not going to go through the prizes except to say we have some wonderful donators for this. We have Silvershed USA, who is Anne. We have Brittany. Let me see here. Renee, Mom Cook, and that's the last quarter for hers. And Stephanie, who is Cookie 45, who has donated the 2 prizes for the 3rd quarter. So we have some wonderful donators. Thank you very, very much. All of our donators. I forgot to thank the donators, I think, on the last podcast for our autism awareness prizes. Thank you very much. I usually do, and I thought about it. It woke me up, actually, I think, or I thought about it in the shower or something. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're so grateful.
We are very, very appreciative for all those who have donated to our alongs, the prizes, because we couldn't do it.
Yes.
We just couldn't, and we're very
Thank you so
grateful.
much.
Thank you very much. Okay, so you said you had 8?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I have 6, so.
Let me. This is a weird turn of events. I'm not even quite sure. Well, I know one night I was put on call, so that.
And I don't even know. I thought I worked on another project, but I didn't have it. I don't have it in my notes or something. I have to.
Hold on, let me exit this.
I was kind of unproductive this week.
Excuse me. Oh, now I have the hiccups.
That's a funny word.
So, no, hickey-ups is more fun.
Hickey-ups. That's what
It's
we
more
used to-
funnier.
More funnier?
Yes.
More funniest?
More
Most funniest.
Most funniest. So, in my Silvershed USA Tree Frogs bag is Nemu, and it's the On the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Carit, and I'm using Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the colorways Faded, Sherpa Marine. And I bought this last year at Maryland Sheep, well, the yarn, I mean. I've had the pattern for a while.
In the bag.
In the bag, yeah. I am very close to finishing this. This is what I wanted to work on.
Very pretty.
So,
Very nice.
it's not going to look much different to you until I'm at the open little, I guess they're a little bit more than eyelets, but
Open work.
loops.
Yeah.
So very, very close. And actually, I'll probably get the blanket off my blanket. Get the blanket off my lap in order to work on this again.
You want to do that when you're this tired and fog-brained?
Well, it's better than working on. It's just knitting. Wow, this one's got decreases.
Oh, okay.
And I keep messing up my decreases on my blankets. I've had to take it back a couple times.
So you have one more to do.
So, hold on, let me move this in. Actually, this might be the next one I need to show. It's not. It's surprising. Okay. Let me still throw this on here. There we go. Just on top. It's okay. I have to pull it off and look at it later. So, in my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag is Dark Ruby. This is on the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Caritz, and I'm using Miss Babsy Azawetta Skein in the colorways Obsidian, Pewter, and Blads. Also leaving twigs out for this one.
That's pretty. It's going to be very dark.
It is, but I'm going to love it.
Very dramatic.
Well, that's what I wanted.
Looks like a little collar or a little skirt for a doll.
Yes, it does.
Little Spanish flamingo dress. Very nice.
So, I'm really excited.
Color. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. This one's very much my colors. So, I look forward to this one. And it'll be good, but I'll be finished with the other one when I need that longer cable. Because this cable's not going to be nearly long enough.
Okay. My first one is one I was working on while Talia was talking about dysautonomia. In my Kikiboo Holiday Owls bag is my Dragonette Preemie Baby hat. And I did a lot of work on this while I was sitting here talking. And also, I did a little during the week. So, I'd say I have maybe a couple inches still to do on this. This is chunky yarn I'm using. It is Hobby Lobby. I love this chunky, and I have no idea what the colorway is. But it reminds me of a little Dragonette, so that's what it's called. It's self-striping, it looks like, so. And you've seen this before. This has been in many hats. Okay, so that's that.
Okie dokie, so let me just, oh, that's why. In my, oh, there we go. In my Plover Bird Kissing Bunnies bag,
Kiss, kiss.
is my just a little chilly miter square blanket. I didn't work very much on this. I worked on it on a night it wasn't feeling well, and I think it was, I can't remember. Anyway, I worked on it a little bit.
When you stayed home?
No, I can't remember which night I worked on it. Because I mostly worked on the shawl when I stayed home. But almost finished with the square. Not quite, though. These squares take a little bit longer, and I didn't devote the attention to it because I really was focused on the shawl.
Right. Okay. I think I know where my other project went.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah. Okay. In my Mama C Words bag is my Lady Caprice from the Terra the Sea Turtle powder by Talia Fernandez, and I'm using a variety of yarns on this. I'm still working. I'm just about ready to change the color on this. Not quite, but just about. I'm doing just the single crochets around before I do that. No increases at this point. I'm using an E-hook. The yarn ID is the Lady Fernico colorway by Cappy, the Yarn and I. She developed this for me. And thank you, Cappy. And Marigold Jen and Dragonfly Fibers. I think they're both worsted. This is Villainous. This is Dragonfly Fibers. And Marigold Jen is in Tangerine Speedo. Okay. And this is my Mama C Words bag, which is really a great size bag for doing these toys. Okay, so I'll put this in here. So I made a little bit of progress on that. I've been kind of all over the place with my projects this week, and I still didn't get much done.
For shame. Let's see. So, oh, this one I can't really show much of anyway. In my Ploverbird Creepy Llamas bag is a secret project, design in progress.
In my Caterpillar bag, this is what I was looking for apparently, is my unnamed Preemie baby hat. And this could be dragons as well. But I made a little progress on this. I'm liking working the worsted weight. This is actually for socks. It says small gauge adult sock. So this might be for a micro preemie. Have to see how much it stretches if it fits Jimena. And this is the...
You should probably explain for the uninitiated who
Jimena is my little baby doll that I put my hats on. It's actually my husband's for artwork.
Yes, make sure you qualify when you use
Yes,
it.
so it's actually mine. He uses it. That's better.
Yes.
Okay. So, I like the color of this. This is Hobby Lobby in the jazz colorway. Yeah, jazz stripe colorway.
Not jazz hands?
No. So, this is fun. I worked a little bit on this as well, when my hands were bothering me a little bit.
Because you're limited, it's kind of your hands are bothering you project.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah.
And this is a Silver Shed Caterpillar bag. Silver Shed USA. I believe this is a... Is this a medium? I think... Or is this a small?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember.
I think it's a medium. I don't think we've ever gotten her smalls.
Yeah, I think I have one of her smalls, but I won. The Snoopy, I think, is a small. Okay.
Alright, so... in my Silver Shed USA Rebel Scum bag, I don't feel like I worked very much on this. This is the RAR hat, the Diana's Hat pattern by Joanna Johnson, using Dragon Horde yarn fluffy sock in the colorways Dinosaurs RAR, and this is for Davina. Just a little bit of work on this.
Yeah, that's very nice. That might be a little bright.
Just a little bit. So, but this isn't what got my attention for most of the week.
Okay, my next one is in my Ploverbird Owls bag. This one here. And this is my Autumn and Avonlea project from the Anne's Imagination Cal. This is a Green Gables inspired pattern by Tanya Marie Anderson. And that's Sampler Girl. I'm using US 7 4.5mm needles. And I don't know what this yarn is. I think it's a Scano yarn that we got in a yarn box. And this is what it looks like. It's really, really beautiful. When I don't go for the jewel tones, I like the autumn colors, and this is just gorgeous. I don't think that's the actual... It got tangled up in here. Let's see. Oh my. Yes, look at this. Okay, I did a little bit on this, and I don't know if you can see the pattern starting, because it's... Can't see the pattern
Making
starting.
kind of, it's a little hard to see.
It's a little hard to see. I think you'll see it better when I get a little further in.
It's a little hard when you're at the beginning
Right.
of any pattern.
And this is a seamed pattern, but it's a paid-for pattern, so I can't tell you anything more than that. And she has, if you're looking for tea and tails stuff, she does have a few things that are tea and tails related. So you might want to check that out.
Well, I think she has several things that are Outlander, doesn't she? And that's a series of books.
Yes, she has Outlander, she has Green Gables. I don't know what else she has. I'd have to go check. But that's that. Okay. I think she's Sampler Girl on Ravelry.
Oh, no, she's Tanya Marie on Ravelry.
I know that her patterns are Tanya Marie.
No, she's Tanya Marie on Ravelry.
Okay.
In my Ploverbird Stained Glass Batman bag is Tea Break, which is a test knit for Mom's pattern. I'll be there for you. And I'm using Miss Babs Killington in the colorway Coffee Break. And it's only got a little bit of work on it.
And if you are testing for me, thank you for everybody who has checked in. If you haven't checked in with me for this week, please do, so I can know where you're at. I appreciate that.
There we
Well, that's looking good, Talia.
So not a whole lot of work because I really, really, really want this other shawl to be
I appreciate all the test knitters' input so far. Thank you very much. Maria's already finished with hers. That's awesome. Okay. let's see here. Okay, my next one is...
Maria usually does finish pretty quick.
She's pretty quick. This is my bag, gnome bag. Okay, that's this one here. I have... Oh, that's it. My precious heirloom shawl, and this is my I'll Be There For You shawl. I'm doing a second test knit for myself, and this is in fingering weight. This yarn was created for me by Lucky Jenny Knits, who is Jenny, and it's in the jewelry box colorway. And I will probably keep this one because it's my colorway. She made it for me, especially for me. So I made a little. This is the one I kind of wanted to work on. It's just going slow because it's fingering weight.
Your finger weight does tend to do that.
I'm trying to see what the front of this is. I guess it doesn't matter. It's garter, but so that's what it's looking like so far. Isn't that pretty?
It is.
It's really pretty. Again, autumn colors. So the only reason I might give it away is if I give it to Grandma, because these are her colors as well. Isn't that beautiful? And it matches my bag. It makes me happy. I didn't realize it until after I started and I stuck it in here. I think I realized it last podcast. And I'm using US 6s with this, but I think I could probably go up to a US 7. I know Maria used it at 5, and I'd be interested to see how she feels about the fabric that she got with a 5. So, okay, that goes there.
Is it my turn?
It is.
So, this is the one that Davina keeps getting excited about. This is in my Plover Bird Turtles bag. It's Donnie with a Dash of Leo, and it's Diana's hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. And Davina asks about this every day,
and sometimes more.
Yes. So
she's so excited about this one. That's a really pretty colorway.
It is, and I'm glad I picked it up because I kind of picked it up on a whim.
Who is it from again?
This is Yarn Cafe Creation.
Okay, I thought so.
So
nice job, Christy.
Yes, it is. So yeah, Davina keeps asking about this one. So this is what's been getting more attention than the yellow one because this is the one she wants more right now.
Although she does like the yellow one.
She does like the yellow one as well.
She's excited about this because it's related to something she likes.
Yeah. So, I've been working on this a little bit more than the other one.
How many do you have left?
1.
Okay. In my Plover Bird Mickey Mouse bag is a new project. This is Neon, the baby turtle, from the Lily the Turtle pattern by Agnes Chow. And I blame, who was it I saw this? Was it Rena? I don't remember who did this, but I blame that person for me starting this. I'm using neons. I'm using neon green and neon multi, okay? And here's the shell. I'm starting to close up the shell a little bit here. You can see, well, you can't really see, but I've changed to the green now. So that's how small, how big it is. So I did this in a sitting. I did this.
I think it should count as half a turtle.
No, it's a little turtle.
Half a turtle.
This one is actually a DK. I might make the next one in sport. Because I have to do my turtles, and I can't do a big one as fast anymore. I'm still working on Terra, on Lady Caprice, but I'm going to do some of these as well. So I can contribute to the tortoise team. If I do tortoise colorways, does that contribute? It should. If I, as a dyer?
No.
Good that my hair ones can't either.
No.
Okay, so that's that. And I'm enjoying this. This is, like it's a DK yarn, but I'm using a very small hook. This is a 2.75 or something. It doesn't even have, a 2.5, it doesn't even have a letter. It's between a B and a C, or a C and a D, or something like that. It's between a B and a C. So, that's that. It has a nice tight fabric to it.
Go, you say about that?
That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, so my last project is in my Silver Shred USA Nursing Caps on Pale Field. This is Nightwing Bunny. It's the Oops the Bunny pattern by me, using undead yarn in the werewolf base in the colorways Cookie Monster and Jaws Tonal. So,
And what weight is that, the DK?
or
Or is it a worsted?
It's not worsted. I think it's sport or DK.
Okay.
So,
Not nearly as creepy as the red one was. This is adorable.
that red one found a good home.
He did. Who'd you give it to?
I gave it to Bread and Center.
That's right. Somebody will love it.
Yeah.
I know
So-
my red pony hasn't gotten any work in a long time.
Nope, your red pony hasn't.
My poor little red pony.
Maybe because the last red animal got told it was creepy and he's scared.
No, he's not scared. He knows I love him. Because my other one was red.
Because he's scared.
He is not. In fact, you just have one work on him. Okay.
I'm going to wait till the toy along when it's not
It's not.
working against the bunnies.
Yes. Well, it's not going to count for the turtles either. But you have to keep your energy, your spoons for the...
Bunnies.
How many FOs do you have?
1.
Okay, but I think I'll do mine first because
Yeah.
yours is kind of important. Okay. In my Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn little black bag here, little sock bag, is the Donatello hat, the Bobble Slouch beret from Kate Alves. I did finish it.
For some reason I thought you showed this last week. I guess
No.
you didn't.
I did show it, but it wasn't finished. Davina
Oh,
loves
okay.
it. I had to do alterations on this one too because it wouldn't fit over her head. Can you see it?
Yes, you can.
See all the bobbles on it? I don't know if they can see.
You can kind of see.
But anyway, it's this bright purple. She will get it now, and she will get the yarn as well. Cause she was really excited about this. She kept asking me when it was going to be finished. So, okay, there's my hair. I had to fiddle with it because for some reason, it just
Oh, no.
what?
I don't think we've been doing sound this entire time. Oh, no, we do. We just weren't attached to the mic. It's just a small mic.
Okay. It wasn't stretchy at all on the bottom.
This is what happens when I don't have a brain when I'm setting up.
Right. So anyway, that's what this is, and Davina will be glad to have it. It's very heavy. It's Aran weight.
It just means I'll have to turn off the sound. Yes, it's very nice, Mom. I'm sorry.
So this goes to Davina. And that goes here.
So now that I've caught my breath again.
Now that you interrupt me, every time I have something important
Sorry.
to say.
No, it was really...
Last time it was my yarn.
Sorry. It occurred to me an hour in that I didn't see the little bars at the bottom going.
I hope you're right, because...
Oh, no, because it's recorded sound when I didn't have the microphone plugged in. It does sound automatically when I did yours and Dad's blanket thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just have to make sure I turn up the sound a little bit when I do the editing.
Yeah. Hope they can hear us.
Oh, they'll be able to hear us.
Right.
But this is what happens when I'm tired.
Let's have your FO so I can interrupt you in the middle of your FO. Go on. I'm waiting for it. Doesn't work with me.
Is it on purpose?
Get your FO.
So, this also is partially a stash enhancement
Right.
because, first of all, I got a head mold so we can properly block hats. This isn't blocked yet, but I finished 8, the decennium pattern. So I'm
How do you know what the front of the back is? Oh, okay. I guess with the number in the back.
Well, yeah, the number in the back tells me what the front of the back is. Plus, it's the shape of the head. When I take it off, I'll be able to show you.
Okay.
So, hold on. It's okay. It'll come off.
There you go.
See this little curve here?
Right.
Is the back of the head.
And this is, she said this is for wigs.
Yeah.
So you can, if it gets wet, it'll dry. It's not like
Yeah.
the foam that might crumble.
Yeah. So, and it wasn't terribly expensive.
It has like little screws on the bottom, so if you had a mannequin,
Which I do.
you could put it on the mannequin probably.
Yeah, and I noticed that because I actually do have a mannequin that I keep my shawls on. I probably won't put it on top of that mannequin.
Probably freak you out when you wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So, this still needs to be blocked.
It's very pretty.
Because it's not terribly tight, but it is a little bit
You look like you have no hair.
snug.
Very nice.
It does make me look like I have no hair right now.
Very nice. Just
Okay.
a little peeking out right here.
Well, you know what makes me think of? Remember, oh, what movie was it? Oh, I'm thinking of Annie. Remember when she put on the little cap to go swimming?
Yes.
It covered her hair completely, almost made her look like she didn't have any hair.
That's what caps are for.
Yeah, but it makes me think of that.
Yes.
But I think that
Swim
once
cap.
I block it a little bit, I mean, it's never gonna. It's not a slouchy hat. That's not what it's
It's a
meant
beanie.
for. Yeah, it truly is a beanie.
And this shows the ribbing.
The corrugated ribbing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna keep it on because it's been a little chilly.
Okay.
So,
All right. Anything else?
not that's finished. Don't
Okay, I have some frogged.
You should have done the frogs first.
Where's my other bag for the frogged? Okay. In this bag, this is my Knitting's My Bag, Sea Turtles bag. And this had the big cabled afghan. I only had like about 2 or 3 rows on it, and it's not what I wanted to be working, and my gauge would have changed if I tried to pick it up because it's been almost a year. So 198 stitches, and so I took it all off. So there's nothing in here right now. I will use that yarn for something else, or maybe use it for this later, but I didn't feel like doing it right now. And in my Ploverbird's Owl bag, my Ploverbird Mickey Mouse bag. I don't know why I didn't take it down. I guess I had something else in it. I had my The Journey Begins, which is the Fellowship of the Rings cowl. And I did frog it, but I didn't take it off my project page yet because I know I'm going to redo that again. It's just, it's another one where it's been so long sitting that I didn't feel like doing it, and I was afraid the gauge would be changed. I really like that pattern, but again, I wasn't very far on it, and so I just decided that I get kind of, every once in a while, Ty will test this, I get really, not tense, but I get uncomfortable with all the unfinished things and the excess stash and all that kind of stuff, and I just want to clear everything out. So I cleared it out. I will start it again some other time. I haven't even removed it from the project page because I think I actually have it hibernating on my project page, because I will restart it at some time because I really like it. So those are the ones that are gone. And let's see, what do we do next?
Next is your shop news.
Okay, shop news. I do have some shop news. Actually, I have quite a bit of shop news this time. I did some minis. This is, no, this is not right. This is going in the shop, this set of minis. Okay, it's a 75-25 fingering weight. So this is one set of minis that'll be going in the shop. And this set of minis, which will also be going out in the shop. This is more of almost a gradient, I guess.
Yeah, it is almost.
So this will be going in the shop as well. So I got 2 sets of minis. This is a DK weight, and this is my mermaid tail.
Very cool.
Okay, this is mermaid tail.
That'd be really pretty on sparkle base.
Yes, it would. And this would be a really pretty turtle. So this is mermaid tail. I have 2 of these in the DK base, and they are 246 yards each, 100% superwash merino wool. Okay, so let me just put these back. I have a couple more things to show you. Get the hopefully I'll have an update relatively soon. I don't like to have them sitting too long. That's that. This one is a special order, and the person knows who they are. This is Purple Hoovian, and this has 230 yards DK. It's 85% superwash merino wool and 15% colored nylon. And when the person asked me to do this, I was really skeptical, but I like the way it turned out. Can you see the little colored flecks in it? I don't know if you can see.
I just have a pet peeve against
So this will be going up in the shop, but this one, if you want this one, I don't have this right now, but I can make it. Okay.
because I'm that person who picks stuff out of the yarn.
Yeah. So you can see it better now with
Yeah.
the I guess they're called neps. But that's 85% superwash merino and 15% colored nylon. This is going to go up in the shop for a special order. So that's that.
And she didn't order very much of this base, so.
No, I didn't. But I think I can get more of it if people want it. I'm not going to necessarily carry it. I think I'm going to do that on a request only, because I don't know how many people will like that. Okay. Okay, these are for you.
Yay! Thank you. Oh, this is for my hat.
For your bombadil.
Oh, yay! I'll have to start that. I wanted to start the. I'm just going to bring up the pattern so you can see. I already have it still pulled up on my phone. So, come on, behave. And you guys remember when Mom gave me the hat. So, there's the pattern. And it's got cables on the top. I want this bright blue for the main color with
and that's a special yarn. It's a partial. My supplier has it in a certain yardage. I think the person I got this from skeined her own. It's got a special yardage. I only have one more like that.
This is where the yellow is. The pink is going to be where the yellow is in the pattern. And where the dark blue is, I'm going to put this green. So it's going to be all pretty and awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you have one more mini skein coming because I think it's the orange. What color do you not have? Yeah, I think it's the orange that you don't have. So,
hey, thank you.
So that's what I've been doing, dyeing yarn. And I've got a whole bunch of colorways in my head, hopefully for the tortoise versus hare. If I can,
do you have names for these ones?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
They're just kind of random minis.
Okay. Just because when I tag it.
I can think about it later.
Okay.
Like the purple one, I was going to call it, grape something or other, grape 8 or something like that, but I had to think about it because I wanted to put some stuff in the shop, so I did that. So
well,
those
pink looks like Pink Panther.
I'm sorry?
Pink almost looks like Pink Panther.
I have Pink
Although
Panther.
you have Pink Panther.
So that's that. That will be up in the shop hopefully in the next week or two. I'd like to dye up some more yarn, but I have to also find the time to take pictures so I can put up the mini skeins and the mermaid tail and the special order. Let's see, what else do we have here? I have some stash enhancements. Do you?
Well, I showed one big one. Oh, I have only one other one. I haven't even looked at it yet.
Oh, right.
What do you have?
I have something for the podcast and this.
Okay.
I mean, if that you want to wait, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. This I ordered because I want to start a Diana's hat. I ordered a set of US 4 16-inch Cirques, Chow Gu red lace. And I did order the DPNs as well, but the DPNs haven't come in yet. And then for the podcast, we had a donation from Christina, who is Mama C. Thank you, Christina, very much. And yes, I got your PM just as I was going to bed last night, so I haven't had a chance to answer it, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, this this one, I have to rescan it, is Cascade 220, and it's a paints, and the colorway is Persian High, no, colorway is, it's got 220 yards, and it's, I'm not sure of the colorway. Cascade's kind of bad about putting the colorway on
Yes,
there.
it is.
But this is beautiful. And this is for
You
the,
have to look at their website in order to
Right.
see the colors.
and this is for the cardiac read-along. Okay, it's absolutely, the cardiac dysautonomia. I'm going to redo this here so it's a little tighter.
Very nice.
Okay, so this is beautiful. That's for the cardiac dysautonomia. Just so you can see it a little bit better. All the beautiful colors in this. It's
I
got,
feel like I've seen that colorway before.
I have. It was really popular for a while.
Yeah.
And I think it still is with all the purples and up there. And you can see it a little bit better. Okay? And thank you, Christina. This
Thank
is
you.
Cascade 220. That's a worsted weight. And then this lace weight yarn is for the Tea and Tails, Cal. And this is a Knit Picks Alpaca Cloud, 100% baby alpaca in the mist colorway. It's kind of a beautiful, almost a pewtery gray, not pewter, pewter's darker. It's a silver gray with kind of an undertone of purple to it, or lavender or something. Periwinkle's beautiful. Can you see that? So these go to a prize winner for the Tea and Tails, and this will probably go in the big prize.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is for cardiac and dysautonomia. All right?
Wow.
Thank you very much, Christine. That's very generous
Thank
of you.
you.
And I need to keep this together with the note, otherwise I'll forget what goes where.
Right.
So this goes here, because some of you say you don't care, but some of you do care, and we want to make sure that the prizes go where you want them to go.
Right, exactly.
Because that's important to us. Okay, so that's that.
I have unless you have another stash enhancement, I have a
I don't.
stash enhancement.
I
Okay,
don't.
so let me finish my stitch. There we go. Okay. So this I picked up. Isn't that a pretty package?
It is.
This is Molly Klein Design, and this is a first time purchase for me.
You hear a lot about her.
Yeah. She's such pretty packaging. So, okay, and she, this was a yarn that she did a support for the ASPCA.
She has such pretty handwriting.
Apparently, my coworkers told me I write like a guy.
Okay.
They said that because there's no like flow to it. They say I write like a guy.
It's all sparse and not a flourish to you, right? Oh,
I
isn't that
guess
pretty?
so. So these are her little cards. It kind of matches her theme.
Yes, it's very pretty. Very feminine.
Yes. And
pretty?
these, this just screams Davina.
Yes. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, she's gonna sew. She had it. The sparkle weight was out. I really wanted it in the sparkle weight.
Right.
But this is gonna be beautiful.
Very nice.
But this is her sweet sock. So I just need to make sure. Those of you who made the Diane's hat with the fingering weight like I do, I always add extra length to it because otherwise it won't be slouchy enough. Davina likes hers really slouchy.
How about the stretch though?
It stretches just fine. It's a really versatile hat. So,
Do you think with my long sport I would have to add more slouch?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Now Davina likes it significantly slouchy.
Right.
But you tend to wear your hair underneath, so. But yeah, I think that this is very much
It's gorgeous.
Davina's colors. So, very cool. She does Progress Keepers, All Natural Soaps, DPN coatings, knitted project bags.
Yeah, I picked up her shop on Etsy. I favorited her.
There are a couple colors in there that I could... She does more Davina's colors than mine, but I like... Sometimes I enjoy knitting Davina's colors, even if I don't want to wear it. And that's kind of the way I feel like this. This would be fun to knit.
Right.
Even though I wouldn't be caught dead wearing it.
Okay. Time for knitting ephemera. I don't have too much this time. Let's see here. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is, this is from the Knitting Ephemera book that Laura Smoot gave to me. Okay, we're talking about virgin wool. Virgin wool has nothing to do with the sheep's dating history, but simply refers to wool that has never been used before. It's fresh off the sheep and is also called new wool. Because wool is such a durable fiber, it can be reused either by collecting old wool garments or using remnants and waste from processing. This is called recycled wool or shoddy, and it creates a product with shorter fibers than those of the original wool. For this reason, recycled wool is often mixed with longer staple fiber to increase overall fiber length. I don't know why we need an longer fiber length. Maybe some of our spinners can tell us, or some of our more experienced knitters or something. Now, the other thing I was going to talk about a little bit was a steek, and I know steeking kind of throws terror into the hearts of knitters sometimes. A steek...
I really want to try to steek something.
We have something here at steek.
Yeah, I just need to actually knit on it.
A steek is a method used by knitters to knit a sweater body entirely in the round as a tube. The sweater is then cut open at the armholes to add sleeves and or at the center front to form the two front pieces of a cardigan. This word is derived from the Scottish steek, meaning to fasten or close. How can one cut through knitting without the stitches unraveling? My question exactly. By making a smart yarn choice, best choices are wools with a tendency to mesh together, such as those made from Shetland or Icelandic breeds, and by using reinforcing techniques like hand or machine sewing along either side of the cut, or using knotting or crochet instead of sewing to ensure the stitches stay firmly in place. So that is your knitting ephemera for today. Are we going to podcast on Monday?
We should be able to.
Okay, we're planning on podcasting next Monday. Before we go, I do want to thank everybody who commented on Ravelry and on YouTube. I usually like to mention the YouTubers because sometimes I don't always get to them. So we want to thank Linnea, I hope I said that right this time, Rena, Ellen's Crafts, Pettis Kim, Nitty Girl 1, The Wager Zoo, and Linda C. for their comments on YouTube. If somebody else commented on YouTube and I didn't get to, it's because I didn't see it, okay? Because, it might have happened after we started podcasting.
Right.
We are going to podcast next Monday, at least that's what the plan is. So we want to wish you all, do you have anything to say before I wish everybody everything?
The only thing we sometimes do is we'll do, like, what we're reading and all that.
Did you want to do what you're reading?
I was reading Timothy Zahn's, I needed some brain candy. I was tired of reading serious stuff. So I picked up I'm rereading Timothy Zahn's Quadrail series. And I just enjoy him as an author. He's a sci-fi author who doesn't get too bogged up in the science.
Right.
He's very much of a character writer.
That's what I like about Patrick Carr as well.
And I feel like his characters manage to sound different. They don't all sound the same, which is great.
Yeah. I'm still reading his, which one am I reading?
You're reading the, not The Last Command.
Dark Force Rising.
Dark Force Rising.
I'm reading Dark Force Rising. I'm just not, it would get read if I'd read it, but I'm not reading it right now, so.
I started reading him with Star Wars, and then I branched out to his other novels.
Right. Well, I need to finish this so I can finish the next one in the series so I can read my Patrick Carr, which is sitting there waiting for the last one in the Darkwater series. Okay. I did, and I'm doing prompts again this week for my writers group, and reading my religious stuff and things like that. So nothing much different there. We want to wish you all a wonderful week full of knitting, crocheting, loom knitting, hand dyeing, whatever it is you like to do. And we look forward to seeing you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 315, and that's a wrap.
Bye.